us for your presentation.
Thanks, James, and thanks, Neil. Thanks, everybody, for having me. I hope everybody's well. James, do you have the last presentation? Do you have my presentation? I sent you the presentation. Do you have it, or shall I?
No, if you have it there, you can share it.
Okay, so I'm going to try to share it then.
If you can share it, but if not, if there's a problem, I can try and see.
Okay, I hope this is it.
You have it, okay. Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, thank you. Hope you have this down. Okay, like so.
Yeah.
Okay, like just reduce this. Okay, well done, me. Hello, everybody. And again, my name is Diane Davis, and I am the founder of Minority Recognition Awards NI. And this is actually a great opportunity since we are connecting with the world and we are trying to support all the ethnic minorities, their integration wherever they are. So we are in Northern Ireland and we have been doing a lot of work with the Ulster University. And thank you, James, for actually giving me the opportunity to speak at this event. So through all this, we'll talk about the case of Northern Ireland when it comes to ethnic minorities and some lessons learned and what to think about for the future. So okay, fast forward. I'm going to bring you to this image. In recent years, businesses in Northern Ireland have faced a disturbing trend of racist attack, echoing similar changes faced by minority communities worldwide. So this is not an issue that's just for the Northern Ireland. This is an issue that happens everywhere. Why? Most of the time it's because people don't understand the value of those people who are actually migrating to other countries. So our role here to actually let them see those values that they are neglecting, because most of the time when you migrate to another country, they will be like, okay, this person is coming here to take, the person is not coming here to give. But where we stand is where we show people like, okay, despite the fact that we arrive in this country, we are still contributing to the economy of the country. We are still contributing to the social life on the country. We are still contributing to so much for the country. So this is our point, trying to let people understand what is going on and why everybody should be welcome everywhere around the world. So moving forward, we have a brief introduction. And in the introduction here, it's just like a quick statement. The Minority Recognition Awards in Northern Ireland, yes, they play a vital role in fostering diversity, inclusion, and the economic growth by recognizing the contribution of minority communities and promoting digital skills. This initiative is a vital step. It's a vital step towards building a more equitable and a prosperous society, not only in Northern Ireland, but also around the globe. So as I was saying previously, we need to let people understand they have a value when they are arriving in any country. It can be in America, it can be in Canada, it can be in Nigeria, it can be in New Zealand, it can be anywhere anywhere around the globe. So our vision is to actually create an inclusive and diverse society. This is the case of Northern Ireland, and that's why we have Northern Ireland in this particular case. So where everybody, all the individuals feel valued and respected and empowered. And without that, without showcasing what they are doing, without saying what they have done, or without having those role models, we can't really pinpoint. They say sometimes that you can't be what you can't see. Why do they say that? They say you can't be what you can't see just because when migrants arrive in a country, the way that people look at them is like, okay, they are just coming here to take more space. They are coming here to take this or to take that. But when you actually have a role model who is actually a migrant, and everybody can see, oh, this person has brought a new dance in our country because the country was lacking of, we already knew that much of our own dance, and we now need to move on to another dance. So this is some sort of innovation. This is the new dance, the Indian dance, the African dance, all those other dances that can actually be brought. And also when it comes to working, many migrants are arriving in different countries. For example, New Zealand, there's a lot of people who are actually moving to New Zealand because they are going there to get a job. They are going there to contribute because they have the skills that they are providing. Going to Canada, for example, we have a lot of people who actually have been leaving some other countries to go there to also work for the companies. Okay, I don't know if anybody can see my screen. I'm a bit...
Yes, we can say you needed to display that in a display mode, presentation mode.
Okay.
You see the slideshow at the top. There's the slideshow at the top.
I'm trying to find the slideshow at the top.
After animation, at the top, right at the top. You go to the top, or
is that on my right or my left?
On your left. Go to your left. To your left.
Okay, there's my left, and there's.
Okay, yes, there's a home. Just go forward. From the home forward, you see slideshow.
Oh, great. Okay,
so,
great.
Click on the slideshow.
Does that help? No.
If you click on the slideshow, then
I did click on the slideshow, so
you can
okay.
I think you're using a Mac like me. So at the bottom.
Yeah.
At the bottom there.
No, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have to to move forward. Okay, to wherever we were. So this is the statement. So around the globe, we need to actually try to, improve our way of welcoming other individuals. Yes. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about Minorities Recognition Awards, NI. Few years ago, before I actually founded this organization, I have heard a lot of people say that they are trying to integrate in the country. Or there was also those racism, and they were also like, okay, you are welcome if you are going to be having fun without people saying you as somebody who is actually doing something good. But also, when you arrive, you want to get back to work. What do? You don't know where to start. You don't know who are your role models. When I arrived in this country, I was looking for how to get back to work because I was an accountant back to my country, which was Cameroon. I couldn't find a role model, and everywhere I went, my qualifications were downgraded. So when I went to the job center, I said, okay, I want to go back to work. And when they said your qualifications were downgraded, I didn't have any role model. I will talk to some other friends and I will ask them, okay, how can we do to actually get back to this? And they were like, oh, I'm not sure you'll find somebody who actually does that with actually from our community. So which one is our community? Because we are in one community here. Because there was no role model, there was nobody that was like you doing something like that they could see. Never mind the fact that there were already people. There have always been people like you wherever you are doing something you want to do. But because they are not seen, that's where the problem is. And this is one of the reasons, or one of the biggest reasons that I said, okay, it's actually time to actually bring out all those role models and facilitate the integration in this country. So we have been working to identify those role models in the workplace who are highlighted at our annual award ceremony, as James was talking, as James was saying there. So the first year was actually October 2022, where we had about over 100 people who were actually in one room. And this year we had 320 people brought together in the same room, because it's all about integration, cultures, food, everything, you name it. So you will have diverse colors, you will have diverse languages, because this is also very important when it comes to work, when it comes to business, when it comes to social life, when it comes to everything. all this is very important. When we are in one community, we need to be able to express ourselves. It can be in language, it can be in cultural aspect, or whatever. You will have an idea of who is there and who is not there. So by doing this, it gives the confidence to other people, to the role models who are actually arriving after you. Never mind, if you're arriving in Nigeria, you're an Irish guy arriving in Nigeria, you might ask yourself, who like me is here? That's the first question that you mostly ask. Like, okay, where can I meet an Irish person over here? By identifying them and what they are doing positively, because that's what is most important. We have to think about positivity. So by identifying them, like we can say, okay, there's a teacher, there's an English teacher who is actually teaching in this school who is actually an Irish. So that's where you can find somebody like you if you want to go back to teaching. So that's for that one. So by identifying those role models and bringing them on one platform, it does help other people and it does boost their confidence. Like, oh, that means since I want to be a teacher, that means I can actually go ahead and then become this teacher. This person can show me the ropes. If I can't find where to go, I know the person already knows what the challenges are and what I'm going to face. It will be much more easier for me to integrate in this country that I am in. So at Minorities Recognition Awards, we have a team of so many people. I don't have the board here, but we have I don't know, 2, 4, 6, about 8 people in the team that are supporting. All those people are actually working full-time. They have a job, including myself. I have a full-time job and I dedicated my time, some of my time. We all dedicate some of our time to actually support this organization and its mission because we value it. We know how important it is. So now when it comes to recognizing, why should we recognize the contribution of those minority communities? Because we need to have this, we need to give them that visibility by bringing 320 people in a room where we give a trophy to one person and talk about their story. It actually inspires others. So it tells other people, it gives them that visibility. People will say, hey, so in this category, or there's somebody out there who can actually do this thing. Oh, that's brilliant. Me too. I think I have been looking to do something like that, and I never got a chance to find out how I can start, or if I can even start, or if I'm even allowed, because there's always that barrier that I will never understand why we put that barrier on ourselves when we arrive somewhere else. Most of the time when I'm speaking, I will always start like, okay, have you ever been in a country that's not yours and trying to integrate? You always have that confidence issue. When you go on holiday, you don't know what's happening, you don't know the culture. Sometimes we have to actually go and do some research. And when we even arrive in those places, we actually forgot whatever was in the paper. And then because we are familiarizing ourselves with what's in the place, we don't have the confidence anymore. You need to maybe get a taxi. You need to maybe get the support of the hotel or of the person you are staying with to actually give you all those information. So that visibility is very important because it gives you that confidence to actually do whatever you want to do. And inspiration and empowerment. As I'm saying, somebody might not even have the idea of getting back to work. And when they see those people, they will say, okay, I should actually get back to work, or just because they were lazy, or just because they were frustrated, because most of the time also the frustration is there, which is not helping us pursue our goals and overcome some challenges. So the inspiration is there when we host an award ceremony. And also for our future generation, when we arrive in a country and that we are actually going to stay for the rest of our lives, we need to think about our future generations, our younger selves that are actually on the way are going to suffer. Do we want them to continue to suffer the way we suffered? I don't think so. That's why having those role models will let them see, because some of our categories are for young people, so that they can actually see that, okay, there's one young person like them who is doing that, that means themselves, they can actually do that. By highlighting those possibilities, we actually empower the youngest generation within the community. And we also have the community development. When we are doing the award ceremony, we bring all the culture, we bring diverse music, diverse dances. This year we had last year we had the Chinese dance, and this year we had the Estonian dance. Sometimes we have I think last year, yes, we have the Chinese dance and the Indian dance, and this year we have the Estonian dance and the Afro-Caribbean music. And when we are doing that, we think about, when we are talking about community development, this is an occasion where people actually meet and they network. This is an occasion where people meet and network and grow, because it's the only type, or it's one of those type of events where you are sitting on a round table. There's a lot of time to network. It can be maybe during the cocktail reception. It can be just after dinner. When you finish to eat, you get a chance to chat with those around your table. It can be during the open dance floor and so on. And that's how you develop and grow. Okay, what's happening here? Okay, now when we are talking about the global impact, if an organization like that was created around the world, I am pretty sure that everybody will feel welcome, everybody will feel empowered, everybody will feel this, this integration in the community, and everybody will be happy. The world will be the world will be a better place if you could actually see the good things in other people. So when it comes now to the role of digital skills, the question is, what is it? And why do we need digital skills? Digital skills have actually become a necessity. It's no more a luxury, something that's actually luxurious. It's something that it's a must that everybody must have access to, because a lot of learning are actually happening through platforms, through social media, through internet, and other websites. And those digital skills are used to promote digital literacy. The awards can be used to promote digital literacy and access to technology within the ethnic minority communities. It also helping people bridging the digital divide. We are actually planning to have, for this year's awards, we are planning to have a digital award to actually support those people in that category, to support people in that categories. And also, when it comes to the economic opportunities, digital skills are essential for participation in the modern economy, and the awards can help equip individuals within the tools they need to succeed. So imagine there's one business owner who is actually very good with their digital skill, and then we get a great sponsor who's going to support them in that. That will just help their business to actually boom, to actually grow worldwide and boom. So now when it comes to innovation and entrepreneurship, digital skills can foster innovation and entrepreneurship within the minority communities, leading the creation of new business and jobs. And when all that are used around the world, it's always a great thing because it's very important. Okay. Sorry. And now, when it comes to the economic impact of the minorities' contributions, yes, we talk about the business creation and innovation. When you use the skills, it helps us. And when you do the award ceremony, it does help other people create other business and innovate, because there are different innovations out there, new technologies. We actually ran a Techstart grant competition this year where winners were entitled to about up to £8,000. We had 3 winners that actually took £8,000 each to actually start a business. So when we encourage people like that, because they have, and then to be able to win, you must show that your business is actually a very innovative business. It's not just creating the business, it's also about how innovative is it? And how do you tend maybe to support the world or to support the community and so on. So, and the impact also is actually the cultural diversity and the global connections. When you arrive in a country, you want to see who is there and who is not there. When you come to an award ceremony, you see diverse cultures, you see people dancing, that's their culture. You hear people talking about, you know, what languages do they have, what sort of food do they have. You bring that, and then now they tend to understand and they will grow. And then, because if I know that, okay, I want to go to India, somebody who is from India will know, okay, you might try this food. If there was already that food in my country where I'm living at the moment, I think it would be very easy for me to actually get there and then eat that food again. That's where the cultural diversity, it's great for global connection. And also the language. If you move from another country to another one, if you know the language is always better for you, because you need that to actually be able to grow. Okay, and the customer spending, yes, to be able to, you need to know whatever the language is to be able to speak. When imagine you go to a shop and you are trying to buy something, you'll be asking yourself, how do I ask? I want to buy a pen, or I want to buy a bread. Nowadays, with the digital literacy, we have internet, we have Google search, we have Google Translate. You can just tap on your phone and then you get the information, which is very interesting. But sometimes you can be in so much rush that, or there might be a problem with the Wi-Fi, because I remember when I went to Italy, one of those days, and I didn't have the internet. I was sure that I was going to be going around without suffering, because that was in the past. Actually, you had to buy the connection before you move to another country. And I did that, and I thought everything was going to be fine. Unfortunately, when I arrived to Italy, I wasn't speaking Italy. I'm going to do the Google translation, and that would be easy. So when you already have the language, it's very important, and it get your life very easy. So now there is a case study, the Taste of India. A Taste of India is actually a restaurant which is actually here in Northern Ireland. That restaurant is owned by somebody who came from India and then integrated in the country. That means they set up a business and then they are growing. And when it comes to culture, they're actually providing their culture, their food to other people from here, so that when they arrive in their country, they don't struggle, they don't suffer. Even if they can't find, if they wouldn't want to taste another food, they might say, oh, we have been eating this back to Northern Ireland. Maybe it's time for me to actually go back to that again, because I haven't seen something that I have liked, but I'm most familiar to what I was eating back to Northern Ireland. So when this business has done so well, for example, they will be nominated, and then they will be able to receive an award during our award ceremony. And that will be like another platform to grow their business as we go forward. So now we'll go to our call to action. It would be great to support this sort of initiative to promote diversity and inclusion, as well as the digital literacy, because it's very important. So wherever you are around the world, those are the kind of thing that needs to be promoted. Okay, and every time that we are organizing such an event, you need sponsors, you need collaboration, because an event like this, bringing 320 people or over 300 people in a room, is not one person job. It requires a team. It requires sponsors. It requires people who understand the problem. It requires digital technology. It requires all those literacy. So you might need to connect to get those sponsors who actually understand the value, who actually understand that people who are actually arriving in the country need to be respected. And for them to be respected, you need to educate them. Like, why should they be respected? Why should they be valued? Why should I actually be part of this? That's the point, because of all those advantages that they are bringing to your country, to which is our country. So that's the reason why they should be respected. So this is actually just a sample of what happened on at the award night. So this is just one of the pictures of our award night, where we had together 320 guests from diverse backgrounds. Everybody was supposed to be wearing their, I don't know, their traditional attire, but most of the people arrived. But you can see some people are there with their traditional attire. That's somebody in an Indian the Indian costume, and that's someone in the African costume, and I think that's a South African costume. And you are going to see diverse people there with different attire, and then we see people from here maybe in suits and in dresses. So just to match, just to bring that culture for everybody to actually see. So, and what we do, the way that we do this, we actually have a membership. If you want to integrate something like this wherever you are in this world, it would be great to create something like a membership registration form where you're actually going to invite people to actually register to become a member. Why should they become a member? There are other possibilities. There are a lot of people, a lot of things that we offer. For example, during our award ceremony, we offer them a discount to the event, and then within the same time, we do like CV support, career discussion, because it's not just Morani is not just like one-off event. It's many other events that actually bring it to the end. When I'm saying that we have actually done some work with Ulster University, the last thing that we did was financial literacy for international students with Ulster University. And that was a brilliant event. Things like that are things where we participate because we want those people who are actually arriving in that country to feel welcome. We want them to be actually prepared on what is going to happen so that they don't make any mistake or the mistake that other people have made. We want them to understand what is possible for them and how they are going to do it. So the lessons learned, the accessibility, the affordability, the partnerships, and the equity. When it comes to accessibility, we need to ensure that the technology and digital resources are accessible to all, including those with disabilities. Because when you are talking about technology, it's not everybody who has that looks or to have access to digital resources. We might have a phone, but a phone is not always enough. You still have to pay for your internet. But again, a student who is arriving in that country, will they be allowed, or will they have the money to actually buy internet when they leave the university? That's one thing. Can they afford to have that internet? That's also another thing, because they are in low income. They actually maybe share rooms with other students. So we might think about supporting those people. And then we also need to invest in digital literacy programs to equip individuals with the skills they need to thrive in the digital age. That's actually for educations like all the universities and college, and why not primary schools and others. So, and when it comes to partnership, we need to think about collaborating with governments, businesses, NGOs to create sustainable solutions to the digital divide. At the moment, as we are speaking, we are trying to have a conversation with our Department of Economy and other departments to see how we are going to make sure that things go well for the ethnic minority and the whole community. So, and also when it comes to equity, we need to prioritize the needs of marginalized communities, including racial and ethnic minorities, women, and people with disabilities. So in conclusion, the awards can be a valuable tool for bridging the digital divide and promoting economic growth within the ethnic minority communities and the whole community. And by investing in digital literacy, access to technology and skill development, we can help to ensure that everyone can participate in the digital age. I don't know if there's any question.
Yeah, I think thank you very much, Diane. I know we are sort of now running late. Any question? Let me see. There is okay. No. Any question from anybody? Just one question or two before we move on to the next.
I've put a question in.
Yes, please, Margaret. Oh, you put a question in here. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes, there's a question by Diane for Margaret. Say, how did you arrange the makeup of the tables? This is a wonderful initiative.
Thank you. That was actually another partnership as we are speaking about, because that event was actually hosted by the iconic Titanic Belfast. And everybody knows where Titanic is here in Northern Ireland, and more specifically in Belfast. So that was arranged by themselves because they were supporting our cause. We have reached out to them and discussed this with them, and they were all happy to come on board. And that's how the table were arranged on Organized.
Yes, and,
thank you.
Yeah,
I wondered if you were actually linking them up to particular ethnic groups on the tables, or whether it was random.
No, those were actually random, unless a person buys a table, because there were possibility for people to actually pay for the full table. And for those one who couldn't afford to buy a full table, they'll be seated according to what they want. So they can look around like, okay, this person is coming, can I sit beside that person? The person is not their friend, and they just know that it's a prominent figure, or it can be somebody that they know from social media, and they want to sit beside that person. So that's how we'll arrange the table to accommodate everybody and to make sure that everybody feel welcome and enjoy the evening.
Margaret, I really liked the table arrangement. I think I knew of some people who got promotion twice. They got moved from the table to the other through wonderful networking. It was really fascinating. It was fascinating to see. Really wonderful.